Hey, yo, what's good? So, welcome to my new series, which I have dubbed Underrated Fights. And this is where I'm gonna talk about fights that aren't usually discussed amongst boxing fans when we talk about some of the great fights, like obviously Hagler Hearns, Castillo Corrales, Gotti Ward. Great fights like that. But there are other great fights because there's thousands of fights happening every single day. Hundreds, I'll say. Every single day, there's hundreds of fights going on around the world. Maybe not every single day, actually, but there's a lot of fights going on around the world. And a lot of fights get stuck in the shuffle and they're not brought up. And this is a detriment to us as boxing fans because we're missing out on some really exciting, really good fights. And my first fight I want to talk about is Michael Moore versus Smoking Bert Cooper, who was trained by the one and only Smoking Joe Frazier. And of course, Michael Moore was trained by Manny Stewart of the Kronk Gym. Man, talk about power. Talk about that heavyweight punch, man. When's the last time we've seen a great heavyweight champion? I challenge any one of you watching this, listening to me, to tell me, give me a link or just tell me a great heavyweight fight, championship fight that has happened in the last 10 years. The last great heavyweight fight I could think of is Lennox Lewis versus Vitaly Klitschko, and that was in 2003. So you tell me, guys. But anyway, enough about that. Enough about today. So I want to focus on the past. Man, this fight, Smoking Bert Cooper just came out hands blazing, man. Bah, bah, throwing hugs, all haymakers to the body, to the head, through the head. And like within 41 seconds, he landed some bombs, some big right hooks, left hooks, and got Michael Moore crumbling to the ground, man. Boom. He just went down, both of his knees hit the canvas. They're like, oh, it's gonna be a quick night. Though he got up. Bert Cooper gave him a few extra seconds because he wasn't in the neutral corner, so the referee pointed him to the neutral corner, so that gave him a few extra seconds. But he went in for the kill, bam, 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 with those bombs he was throwing. Man, ferocious. He got that Smoking Joe Frazier guard going on where he would cover his face with his elbow and all that. You know what I'm talking about. Came in blazing. Then Michael Moore, who was on the ropes for most of this fight, hit him with a hard right hook. Bam! That momentarily stunned Cooper, and then he hit him with the left, and then he hit him with the right again. That made Cooper flat on his back. Ooh, great round, man. Great round. This is what the heavyweight division needs right now. Some shootouts like this, man. Great fights like this. The round ended soon enough, right? Great round. Second round, Bert Cooper just comes up because he had the momentum coming from the first round because he landed a big shot at the end of the first round. Bam, bam. His pace never changed. Never changed. Compared to the first round, the second round was tame, but Michael Moore just stayed on the ropes. He was just receiving these bombs to the body and the head. Third round comes. Once again, Michael Moore crumbled in the pressure of that was Bert Cooper. Just he was on the ropes the whole time. Like I said before, bam, 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 body vicious. Some vicious shots, man. You got this guy, stocky guy, a muscular, stocky guy, fighting sort of like his mentor and trainer. He wasn't his trainer at that time, but he used to train him. Smoking Joe Frazier, of course. Bam, bam, bam. He kept hitting him with these bombs. And once again, Michael Moore just crumbled once again. He went in for the kill again, but he just could not get Michael Moore, who used to love these type of fights, who was known for his violence, because coming into this fight as a light heavyweight, he had 22 fights and 22 knockouts, and coming into this fight, he had 27 wins and 26 came by knockout. So he was a knockout puncher, but he had been dropped before, but he relished coming back from behind. And this is what he did. So the fourth round came, Bert Cooper, same old, same old. Bam, banging the body, banging the head. Michael Moore stay on the ropes, looking for an opening. At the end of that round, you could see that Cooper was tiring out, and maybe the momentum was a little bit changing. That Cooper was tired, but Michael Moore was getting tired too, because that constant pressure, man. But fifth round came. This is where it got, bam. Bert Cooper started as fast as he usually did, got him against the corner, and then he hits him with the right. That the crowd kind of like, ooh, and then even the commentators like, what? But it really didn't seem to stun Michael Moore all that much, because like 10 seconds later he landed a hard right hook. He was a southpaw. He landed a hard right hook, which stunned. And to get a guy like Cooper to back off for even a second is like, okay. But it stunned him for a second, which allowed Michael Moore to get that distance to hit him with that left, and then hit him with that right hook once again. That totally plastered Cooper to the ground, and half of his body was like hanging from the bottom rope. But he still managed to get up. He looked like all glossy-eyed, but props to him for getting up. He's like, I'm all right, but the ref waved it off, man. Great heavyweight fight, man. I wish we had heavyweight fights like this today. I wish we had heavyweights like this today. We don't have heavyweights like this. We have big old robotic heavyweights like the Klitschko's today. We don't have heavyweights like a Bert Cooper, who are athletic and can move their head. Short, stocky guys like that. You got Americans that are fat, like Andy Reese or Chris Ariola, that aren't in shape. You don't have our athletic guys that are going for the kill. But anyway, I just want to pay homage to a great fight that was this, and two really good heavyweights that delivered in a championship fight. And I wish to continue with this series that pays homage to great fights, because boxing could be great and boxing could deliver great fights. And there are many great fights that we as fans, we don't acknowledge, or we don't really remember, but that we should be acknowledging, because that's what makes our sport great. Great fights. This is the type of fight that will make us remember why we love the sport of boxing. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. What are a few fights that you could think of that boxing fans really don't talk about, that gone under the radar, that should be talking about, that are great fights? Anyway, please leave your comments and don't forget to subscribe. Peace.